Welcome, everyone, to the iRacing Warriors Motorsports finale at Homestead Speedway. I am Rick Souza, your host, and joined in the booth here with John DeRudris, my co-host, and we're here to bring you the iRacing Warriors finale here at Homestead.
Yeah, Rick, this is a long time coming for these guys, 12 weeks long in this iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series. This is the finale that we have been waiting for, and at the top of the board, Rick, your championship point leader, Christopher Howell, is on point. So he's looking to have a good run. Look at that beautiful #1 tracker machine, though. That thing is amazing. The chrome overlay on it, that thing looks phenomenal. What a car. That's a beautiful car there. I believe that's Jeff Nini, isn't it?
It is. That's Jeff Nini. Jeff typically runs it with the 40, so you'll see a 40 with his number on the track, but he's in that Bass Tracker #1 and that reflective metal, red metal paint scheme. So that's pretty slick.
Yeah, looking good, and we are now looking on, I believe that is the...
That's 77 of Evan Amick.
Yeah, Evan Amick looks like he's stopping on the back, and then there goes Bradley Previtt. He ran a 33.6, which is at the back of the field here. But yeah, so these guys, this is it. This is the finale for this inaugural season, and it's been an exciting one. We've gone all over the place, a lot of different tracks, but it all ends here tonight at Homestead. Hey, Paul Valenstein, he says, "Hey, dudes," in the YouTube chat. So what's going on, Paul? Hate to not on the track, but glad that you can join us here live on the broadcast.
So we've got Blake Giglio currently running on track right now, trying to get his qualifying laps in. He was putting up some good times in practice.
Let's see what he can do coming off this corner. I believe this may be his second lap, not too sure, but we will see what happens when he crosses the line here. He ran a 33.3, so that moves him actually nowhere. That keeps him in 8th place right there, along right next to Evan Amick and Bradley Previtt in 7th and 9th. So Blake Giglio is in 8th right now. But on track, we have that Tennessee Volunteers Camaro of Michael Carpenter. He's looking to have a solid end to his season here tonight at Homestead. We'll see what kind of lap he puts up this time by.
Oh, I think that's the end of the qualifying session.
I believe so, and he did not get a lap in. So that is the end of qualifying. So, Rick, let's pull up our starting order for the iRacing Warriors Motorsports season finale in the Homestead 165. So, in first, you have John Ledger running a 32.9. In second, Christopher Howell right there in P3. You got Dave King. In P4, you have Mark Feeney. Rounding out your top 5 for the Homestead Speedway 165 is Ian Ogden.
So in 6th place, you've got Jeff Nini in the number 40, also #1 on the track. In 7th, Evan Amick in the 77. In 8th, Blake Giglio in the 16. In 9th position in the number 9, Brad Previtt. In 10th, Elliott Swoop in the 33. In 11th, Travis Murgaard in the 6. And rounding out, Michael Carpenter in 12th position in the 23.
So with this 110 lap event tonight, we have quite a few talking points going on with this strategy here. So Rick, we have 110 laps, 1 quick repair, and 3 sets of tires here tonight under the lights at Homestead. And I kind of wish they left this on the calendar for the season finale because of what kind of track it is. Now Phoenix does produce some great racing, but I just love Homestead as a track. It's a driver's track, just like Homestead or just like Phoenix is, but it produces some great racing.
Oh, absolutely. Homestead is, it's one of those uniquely shaped tracks that really takes a lot of driver concentration because, again, the turns 1 and 2 are not the same as turns 3 and 4.
No, they're not. And in these new cars, you actually have to back it down quite a bit more than the rest, or compared to other tracks, just to get the car to rotate. So we'll see how these drivers fare tonight here with 110 laps as the grid is now rolling off pit road here for the Homestead Speedway 165, the season finale for the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series.
John Ledger's taking the slightly longer way around to join up with the field.
Yeah, he's taking the access road from pit road exit, so just trying to get used to how that's going to be, because you will have to pit in this race. There is no chance these drivers can make it. They are running 62% fuel, so a little over half of the normal capacity. So we will see green flag stops for sure, and we'll see what happens tonight. Paul Valenstein says cheering for my ARC boy. And then Dave says, congrats to IWM for a successful season. So thank you for that, Dave. And yeah, can't wait to have you back for season 2. Hate that your season ended that way, but it was fun, and it was an awesome season with you. So, Rick, pit car is off of the racetrack. They're going to get the green flag for the final race here in the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series, brought to you by the IWM Broadcast Network.
All right, great start for these guys. We need to keep an eye on it as they work with these fresh tires on this track.
Yep, they're all 2x2x2, but we do have some 3-wide action kind of going on in the back between Blake Giglio going to the bottom of the track, making it 3 wide, thinks better of it. And you can see right there, multiple lines being produced here tonight at Homestead.
Yeah, we're still running 2 and 3 wide through this track.
Your leader on lap 1, John Ledger. So put that number 19 to the point. He is your leader tonight, and we have a cackle of cars there for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and on back.
Whoa! Something's wrecking the 6th car.
Travis Murgaard is in the back. That's going to cause a caution, I would imagine, just the way that he spun.
Yeah, looks like he lost it, but we're still staying green.
Yeah, we're still green. I'm surprised that there was no caution there since he spun up the track, but that was Travis Murgaard there in the back of the field. Everybody's making their way off of turn 2 right there. The action is fierce for 4th place. That is the battle right now between Blake Giglio and Dave King. Right behind them, you have Mark Feeney and Elliott Swope battling for position. 4 laps complete. Travis Murgaard is the only car that is not on the track right now, but John Ledger is your leader, followed by Christopher Howell, Ogden in 3rd, Giglio in 4th, Dave King in 5th, Swope in 6th, Mark Feeney in 7th, Dan Withers in the number 1 machine. He does show 40 on the board, but the number 1 machine there on the track in 8th, Evan Amick in 9th, Brad Previtt in 10th.
So we're definitely seeing a number of different ways around this track. Some guys are trying to make that high line work for them. Others are flirting with a low line through the turns, and others are trying to figure out just the best way to get around here.
Yeah, and that's going to bring me right into my 3 keys of the race, Rick. The first key to the race, you have multiple lines. So you can run the bottom, you can run the top, you can run the middle line, you can apex this, kind of diamond the corners, you can go up high, go down low. A lot of room for these drivers to run multiple lines here at Homestead. Number 2, get on pit road safely. This pit road entrance is one of the most dangerous on the schedule, mainly because of how you are coming off that corner. Your car just unloads in a very odd way coming off of turn 4. And the third key is make sure you are tuned in on the long run. Whoever has the best long run car more than likely will be there at the end. As we see a pass for 2nd place, Blake Giglio gets around the number 88 machine of Christopher Howell there, which moves him into 2nd place. But don't look too far back. You have some other cars making their way up there. That is the 4 of Ian Ogden trying to get past Christopher Howell. But now John Ledger is getting chased down by that number 16 machine who we have seen run up front all season long.
He sure is. In fact, Blake has worked his way up. He has actually moved up 6 spots to now sit in P2 here, and he is definitely chasing down the leader. He's only got about 2/10 between him and Ledger at the front.
So we'll see what this is going to do for that 16 car, because he is definitely using his equipment early on in this race, which means on the long run he may start to fall off a little bit sooner versus other cars. Right now you have first, second, third really under a blanket, but here goes the 16 to the bottom line through 1 and 2. He is wrapping the bottom. He gets a little bit loose there, but he's still in the corner, not quite there yet, and fills in behind the 19.
The 88 of Howell is right on the bumper, or has been on the bumper. The 4 has got a little bit under the 88 as he's coming out of that turn.
Yeah, the 16 makes a nice pass and takes the lead from John Ledger. Your new leader tonight, Blake Giglio, in that number 16 Chevy-sponsored Camaro, is on point.
Christopher Howell is taking a little bit of a higher line, but he's now in third, but he is obviously being pressed. You've got Ian Ogden and Elliott Swope that are right there trying to figure out how to get up to that number 88's bumper.
Yeah, and you can see those multiple lines are starting to form right now with Ledger and Howell going to the high side. And that's going to produce a major run. And here they go to the high side again. Blake is staying to the bottom. The 19 and the 88 are both in that tough upper to middle line, which is going to produce a run off the corner. That's how this track works. You create massive runs if you use that high line. But here goes John Ledger to the inside of the 16, trying to take the lead back. Now the 16 goes to the high side.
He certainly watched what was happening in his rearview mirror and is taking that different approach. I didn't think how long he could actually run down low like that. That was just going to tear up his tires over time. We are at lap...
Whoa, a little close there, Rick. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no worries. That's lap 11 of 110 scheduled.
And we have just an absolute fierce battle between really first through fourth right now, all under a blanket going into turn 3. And here comes the 19 machine back to the bottom side under the 16 of Blake Giglio. He doesn't have a run there, but look right behind Blake, you have the 88 of Christopher Howell trying to move his way up into P1. Blake goes to the bottom, Christopher Howell goes into the high lane, coming into turn 1, coming out of turn 2. We'll see what happens, but don't look too far back. There's Elliott Swope now on the high line in the toe of that 88.
Elliott has moved up 7 spots to get where he's at.
Yeah, you know, earlier before the race started, oh, what a move by the 88 of Christopher Howell. Slide job, though, that did not work because the 16 was able to cross him over going into coming out of turn 4. So I would expect to see the same thing from the 16 here. But yes, Rick, you are right. That number
30.
Excuse me, that number 33.
Bumper. He tagged him.
Yep.
The 33 was loose as well. He actually backed off.
Yep, and here comes the 88 again. But yeah, Elliott Swope said before the race this is one of his favorite tracks. So it's showing right now, moving up many positions here in the race tonight. But you have an amazing battle going on between Howell and Giglio up at the front. They are basically trading lanes every single lap, going from the high side to the low side to the high side to the low side. And I think you may see that same thing again here with Blake sliding up the track and Christopher Howell having a run coming off turn 2.
Well, and Ledger sitting back there watching these two guys duel it out. So, you know, he's just biding his time.
Yes, he is. He's definitely biding his time for sure. But it looks like that 88 is kind of falling off just a little bit. He's been not as loose as he's been on these first 15 laps, and he's taken that high side and not really pouncing on that number 16 like he was before. So we'll see what happens. But now he battles second place or for P2 right now with John Ledger. He does look like he's going to take that position away.
Well, after that initial 15 laps of slicing and dicing and lead changing and position scrambling, it seems to have settled down a little bit. we've got these first 4 cars have kind of got a little bit of a gap between themselves and the 5th place car will be in Ogden before we settle back into 6th, 7th, and 8th.
I agree, and it looks like that 88 is being very consistent and very conservative right now. So I think he may be playing this long run here tonight at Homestead, while that 16 is putting up incredible laps right now. Just ran a 33.3, which was as fast as his qualifying run. So tire fall off, not really that big of a factor here with 15 laps into this, or 17 laps into this run. We'll see what happens as the field progresses, but we are approaching lap 18 of 110 in this Homestead 165, brought to you by the IWM Broadcast Network. We thank everybody for watching. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to say this is a unique league. They don't run stage breaks, so you don't have that automatic yellow flag at some lap 30, lap 40. So you've really got to bide your time and figure out just when's the best time to pit. And we may see some extended green flag runs here. We've got some great seasoned drivers, and we'll see how it goes. But so far we have run 18 laps caution free. I know I'm looking for a piece of wood to knock on.
Rick, you said it this time, not me. So
yeah, I'll own it this time. We did have a small spin, a single car spin with Travis Murgaard back a little farther in the early laps, but Travis is back on the track.
Yeah, it looks like that 16 is only fallen off about 3/10. So not really that much fall off for that number 16 machine with how he's running this race right now. Now, I gotta say, they're only 20 laps in of an 110 lap event. So, you never know what's gonna happen. But right now, that 16 is on point, pulling out to over a second gap on Swope now in P2.
Elliott Swope has moved up to P2, followed by Christopher Howell, John Ledger, and Ian Ogden.
Blake seems to be doing a great job just taking care of his tires right now. Running very solid laps and keeping on the bottom, which you would think is going to wear out your tires, but so far it hasn't really been too much of an issue there. Oh, he just got loose, as I said that, off of turn 2. It hasn't really been too much of an issue right now, as his last lap was a 33.72, and Elliott's last lap was a 33.75 right there, as you can see on the dash of that 33 IWM machine.
So we're riding along with Elliott Swope. We'll see how he takes in, and why don't you take us through his lap?
Yeah, Rick, so he's basically breaking his way all the way down into the apex of that corner, really being ginger on the throttle going up, making sure the car can rotate, and slowly bringing himself back up to the track. He did get a little out of shape there, but it's a very smooth line that he's running. Going to be letting out of the gas here. Going to be letting that car go all the way down to the bottom of the track, letting it roll, back in the throttle a little bit early on. You can tell he's a little bit loose right there, and then he's going to bring that thing back up to the wall, and that is a lap around Homestead. And just comparing the laps right now, he ran a 33.9.
Oh, Charlie, look, Blake Gilio's way up high.
Yeah, I don't think he tagged the wall, but he definitely missed that corner, which is going to cause him a lot of momentum loss. But he ran a 33.76 the last time to Elliott's 33.9. So right now, that 16 car is still producing solid lap times compared to the rest of the field. So we'll see if that translates throughout the rest of the race here tonight. But Blake doing a great job. He ran a 33.94 last lap, and Elliott ran a 33.86. So as you can see right there, Elliott just waits for the car to come around and to hook to the bottom side of the track. He's not pushing his car more than he knows he can. He's being very consistent in the corners, letting off, letting that car settle down into the corner, braking a little bit right there. You can tell just by the way that the RPMs dropped. Back on the throttle to get that car to rotate through center. As you see the 16 up there getting a little bit loose off of 4. And that is a lap, another lap around Homestead Miami Speedway.
All right, we're back watching Blake Giglio, who's currently leading this with 86 laps to go. This is 25 laps in the book here at Homestead. Blake has about a 2 3/4 lead over the second place car of Elliott Swope. Elliott is followed by Christopher Howell. We can take this opportunity to kind of run back through the field. There are some folks that are already coming in on pit road. I think that's Ian Ogden, who's coming down pit lane right now.
Yeah, interesting move here to come down pit road early. He may try to run an alternate strategy to these other drivers that are out here. So we'll see what that 4-car can do. Oh, he has a right front toe leak broken. That's why he came down pit road, Rick.
He must have tagged the wall.
Yeah, that right front was definitely broken there, so he got a quick repair so that thing can get back out there. So that was an unscheduled stop, so I take that back. That was not a strategy play. That was a necessity play. So we'll see how that 4-car fares out. But right now, caution-free, 27 laps down in this 110-lap event. 16 is your leader. So, yeah, let's go through the field. Blake Giglio is your leader, driving that number 16 Chevrolet Camaro out of Rochester, New York. Doing a great job here tonight, taking control of that lead. In P2, you have Elliott Swope out of Sardinia, Ohio, running that iRacing Warriors Motorsportz Chevrolet, doing a nice job making his way all the way up from P10 to now go to P2 here in tonight's race, and I heard it was maybe his favorite track. So we'll see what happens here as the race progresses. In P3, you have Christopher Howell, your current point standings leader, as he's getting challenged right now by the 19 of John Ledger. He is out of New York, or my bad, North Carolina. I don't know why I said New York. John Ledger, though, is up north. He is out of Boston, Massachusetts. He's running a nice race tonight in P4. In P5, you have Jeff Ninny running that beautiful number 1 tracker Chevrolet out of Newcastle, Pennsylvania. In 6th, you have Dave King out of Charlotte, North Carolina, running the other iRacing Warriors Motorsportz paint scheme. And in P7, you have the 77 of Evan Amick, who is running that High Rock Vodka number 77 machine out of Clover, South Carolina. He's looking to have a solid run tonight. P8, you got Mark Feeney out of Mansfield, Ohio. He has a little cat on his shoulder. Interesting little profile picture there. But he's had a great season so far in the iRacing Warriors Motorsportz Cup Series, driving that number 73 machine. In P9, you have the number 9 of Bradley Previtt out of Tecumseh, Ontario. And he has been running that number 9 scheme all season long, looking to bring home a solid finish here tonight. He is the last car on the lead lap. And then the car that we were just mentioning coming down pit road because his right front toe link was broken was the number 4 machine of Ian Ogden. He is back now 2 laps down, so you never know what happens. We have some green flag stops. I believe that it's Elliott Swope.
That sure is. We'll try to pick up Elliott Swope. He is coming down pit road. We'll see what his stop looks like.
So he pit on lap 31. So AES 31. I'm going to keep that mark down to see what he can do as these laps start to wind down. He is going to get some right side tires, obviously, going to get some left side tires, and see if he can maybe out-pit the field here tonight and maybe bring home a win.
That's a 15:32 in the box.
The leader just went around Elliott there, so he will be the first car 1 lap down. But that means everybody else has to pit. So we'll see what happens as the 16 is facing massive lap traffic now with Bradley Previtt and Mark Feeney. So we'll see how this plays out. 16 goes to the high side, able to get around the number 9 machine very easily. And there he goes around Mark Feeney very easily. So 16 is out of lap traffic and now 5.8 seconds ahead of Christopher Howell.
All right, we are just wrapping up lap 33 of 110. We got at least one driver who has come down pit road. That was the 33 of Elliott Swope, but we're expecting others, but Elliott may have short pitted. We'll have to play this out and see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens as we are now approaching 78 to go here tonight in this 110 lap event. So if you are watching right now on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, thank you for watching, especially all of the Facebook community and the YouTube community. Y'all are great. So if you haven't already, make sure to like this video and give us a subscribe to grow. No, Blake is in the wall.
In the wall.
Your leader
in the wall.
Has completely lost it, broke that right front toe link. I hope he can make it to the left side of the track. Wow, he completely slammed that wall, Rick. Out of nowhere, that 16 just broke loose, and that right front toe link is completely broken.
Yeah, he is getting on to pit road now. Hopefully he can slow it down. He's got some substantial damage. Evan Amick.
And here comes the Evan Amick machine. Don't know if he got woed down enough. But here comes the 16 into his pit road. Probably an unscheduled stop for the 16. But he slams the wall, gets his fast repair, and he's going to get back on the track. So your leader tonight has wrecked, and he's going to be back on the track with his quick repair. But he will have lost the majority of that time, Rick.
I think so. I think so. Well, I think we'll see how he's got that fast repair. He's getting back on the track. He may have lost a little bit, but Dave King is in. We've got also the Mark Feeney, 73 is in as well. So we're seeing this round of pit stops come through. So it may have been really, although it's not what you want to see, it may have worked out for Blake Giglio.
It may have, but the unfortunate thing is, Rick, he used his quick repair, so he has no quick repairs. We have another car coming up pit road. That is the 19 of John Ledger coming on down. So
that's actually Christopher. That's the 88 of Christopher Howell coming in.
Oh, 88 of Christopher Howell.
Yep, John Ledger is still on the track.
Very similar front ends. But actually, no. Well, they're blue and white, kind of. I guess I just made that mistake. Yeah, it was not great.
Yeah,
not great.
It's all
sorry, Chris. Sorry, John. But now, see, here we go. He listened to me. Now John Ledger makes his way down pit road.
He does.
Here tonight. So we'll see how this all shapes out, as Elliott Swope is probably going to take the lead of this race, Rick.
Oh, absolutely. You've got John Ledger and Jeff Nini they're both on coming down pit road. That should be the last of those who had not pitted yet. Although Brad Previtt possibly?
Brad Previtt has not come down pit road. I don't believe.
I don't think so either, but
that's on cue.
And there's that. So that being said, your leader is now the 33 of Elliott Swope.
Yeah, he did say, and I've said this twice already, it was his favorite track, or it is his favorite track. So shout out to Elliott there. And yeah, Dave, you are correct. And let's pick up the pace, Elliott, and close in on them. Well, he definitely did that, Dave. And Elliott Swope is your new leader here tonight with 38, going on 39 out of 110 complete here in the iRacing Warriors Motorsportz finale at Homestead, the Homestead 165. So if you've enjoyed what you've watched so far, make sure to, like I said before we had that incident there with Blake, like and subscribe to the IWM Broadcast Network so we can grow this community of iRacing and sim racing lovers, as well as just motorsports lovers as a whole, because we look to bring you a lot of exciting, diverse series here to the IWM Broadcast Network. Every Tuesday night, we broadcast the NSRL Grand National Series, brought to you by Speed Demon and their awesome sponsors over there. So make sure to tune in every Tuesday night, same time, 8:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Central time, in on that broadcast. But Rick, that number 33 machine is just checked out. He just ran a 33.1, which is the fastest lap out of, I think, almost anybody this race. He definitely is close. I mean, he basically almost beat Christopher Howell's qual time. Same thing with Dave King there, and he did a great job.
He did. There were a few sub 33 times earlier on, but for the most part, that he was the fastest car on track. So just a little bit of info. We probably haven't gone through the race information. We were So quick to get the field underway. We didn't really talk a bit about what's happening here on track, and it's a pretty cool evening here at Homestead.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like we said before, 110 laps, one quick repair. It's actually going to be 3 sets of tires, I believe. But like you said, Rick, it is a cool night. So on my 3 keys of the race, where I said multiple lines, get on pit road safe, and the long run, I did not mention having any slick conditions. So that is not something that I think these drivers will have to face tonight. Since the track temperature is cool, they won't be slipping and sliding throughout the track here, since it's only 71 degrees in the air and 73 degrees on this 1.5 mile speedway here in Homestead. So those are your track facts as we are now approaching lap 43 of 110, caution free tonight here at the IWM series.
We jump back to check in with second place. That's Blake Giglio. He is running around just under 7 seconds, 6.5 seconds behind Elliott Swope, and he is got a lapped car. He's 2 laps down. That's Mark Feeney, who is basically tailing him around the track.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Mark, try to learn and see what this number 16 can do. But we'll see how this goes throughout the rest of this race, because the 16 was taking a commanding lead going into the first third of this race, and he had an unfortunate situation where he hit that wall, broke that right front tone leak, had to come down and get that repaired. So we'll see how this shapes up the field here tonight, as we are now looking at John Ledger out of Boston, Massachusetts. He is now running in P3.
Yeah, his last time was a 32.935.
Yeah, he's on a roll right now. He is 9 seconds behind the leader of Elliott Swope, but you never know what's going to happen. You may have a situation where Elliott hits the wall, Blake hits the wall again. You never know here in the IWM Broadcast Network and the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series. Anything can happen as we are approaching lap 60 or 56 to go, rather.
Yeah, so he is about just under 3 seconds behind Blake, and he's trying to catch that up. He is making some headway on Elliott, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out here tonight in this race, as we are 9 laps away from halfway. This race has gone by pretty quick, Rick. Typically we do see at least 1 or 2 cautions 50 laps into a race, but right now we've been clean and green, which is great to see.
Yeah, 46 laps down.
And as I say that, there may be a caution, but who knows? We'll never know. I typically call things like that all the time, so we'll see if that holds true. As we're looking at Dave King right now, he is in P5 out of Charlotte, North Carolina. The other iRacing Warriors Motorsports driver, he tags the wall on cue. Rick, dang it, I did it again.
You did.
On cue, hit the wall. So sorry, Dave.
Yep, sorry, Dave. We gave you the broadcaster's kiss of bad luck, but it's all good. It's all good. You're still holding it together. So right now behind Dave King, you've got Jeff Nini. He does win the award for the prettiest car on the track. We'll give him that.
No, 100%. That's a beautiful paint scheme. I want to know where and how he got that, because I love that. It's pretty awesome what these drivers can do with their paint schemes, and that's one of the best looking schemes I've seen here in this series so far. But right now, Rick, you're looking at 2 cars that are out of this race, 2 cars that are 2 laps down, and you have the 4 and the 77 under attack from the 33 potentially getting a lap down here. So with this big track, you don't want to go a lap down here. It's very hard to make up your laps unless you have cautions come out. And as this race has gone on, we have not seen 1 caution. So pretty dangerous territory there for the back half of this field.
It sure is. And so if you've got the 33 of Swope on your tail, you're trying to do whatever you can to keep that delta between him and you.
Yeah, you know what's amazing, Rick? He is almost on 20-lap-old tires, and he just ran a 33.4. Just phenomenal tire management here. We'll see what he runs this time by, but he's been running amazing lap times. Ran a 33.7 that time, I believe. Yep, 33.776. So he's done an amazing job preserving these tires, and that's kind of what you're going to see here at Homestead, especially under cool conditions. There's not as much fall off as a hot, slick track because you're not sliding your car from the bottom to the bottom line to the high line, and you're not having to push as hard because the track is really grippy. So drivers are able to drive a little bit harder than they typically are under cool conditions.
So I guess it's time we could speculate a little bit. So Elliott pitted on lap 30. Do we expect
31?
Yeah. Do we expect to see him on lap 60?
I think he may try to go a little bit further than that. I would want, if I were him, I would play this out. I would want to have as many laps in this second stint as I can. So when I pit the third time, I have the smallest amount of laps between that third pit stop and the end of the race. So I would try to have this thing go out as far as it can. Push this thing to the limit. You have the gap in front of the 16, so you know you're going to have track position on him when you do come down pit road. So I would try to pull this out as long as you can. Maybe pit a lap. I would say maybe lap 70. Actually, I'll say lap 70 and see if you can make it there, because we had pit stops really a lap around 31 to 35. That's when we saw the majority of the field coming down. So if I was Elliott, I know you can't make it on only one more stop. They have to come, I believe, at least twice, Rick, right?
That would be my math as well. You're gonna come in at, say, lap 70, and then you'll come back in again at lap. Well, that's interesting. So if for example you look at Christopher Howell, he pitted on, and John Ledger pitted on lap 37.
So 37, you're looking at 74. You're looking at a two-stop strategy, because 37 plus 74 is 111. So that's risky, but it could pay off for John and Chris there. We'll see how this plays out with these drivers here tonight, but Elliott definitely has to pit at least 2 more times, even if it's within the last 10 laps. So we'll see what happens. You have some two-stop strategies and some three-stop strategies unfolding here at Homestead, as that gap is closing ever so slightly there, Rick. It's gone down from 6 seconds now down to 4 seconds as we approach the halfway point in tonight's race.
It sure has, and I guess the concern would be that with Elliott stopping early like that, does he take himself out of contention for that just one more stop approach? I don't know.
Maybe. We'll have to see how this plays out for these drivers, and specifically for Elliott, because that gap is closing in. So if I were him, obviously, Blake does have slightly fresher tires, but Elliott was the first one to come down pit road. He may try to do this in a 3-stop versus a 2.
So just to bring us back, Blake Giglio did have an incident on track. He slammed the safer barrier around lap 34, and so he did pit on lap 34. Elliott Swope pitted on lap 30, and John Ledger was pitted on lap 37. So we've got a little bit of deltas between these drivers with 54 laps to go. I don't know. You're thinking,
we'll see.
What are your options?
Yeah, really. If you're Elliott, you're trying to. You got to come down pit road soon. He could make it, by the math of that, he could make it to lap 68, but then he would have to go 42 laps on that last stint, which is fairly long, unless we have a caution. So we'll see how this plays out tonight for that number 11 machine, or number 33 machine, rather.
So the 16 was using the 4 car for a while there, and has now moved around the 4. The interval between himself and the first place car of Elliott Swope is a backstretch. He's only got about 3.8 seconds between himself and for the gap. And John Ledger is just a couple seconds behind him. So I think this positions 2 and 3 are beginning to make some headway and catching up with our leader. Gonna scroll back through the field, just see what else is going on. That's Christopher Howell. The 73 just tagged that safer barrier.
Yeah, Mark Feeney up in the wall right there got that live.
Yeah, that was coming out of 2. Now we're on the back stretch. Christopher Howell, Jeff Needy is coming around out of 2 now. Field is definitely spread out. We can kind of take a peek at how far this field is. So we've got cars in every corner. There's no pack formed up here.
Oh, we have a car down pit road, Rick?
That's Mark Feeney after hitting the wall. Mark's is definitely coming down for probably some repairs.
Absolutely. But no, you're right. There are cars everywhere on this track right now. Turn 1, 2, 3, 4, front stretch, back stretch, all over the place.
Looks like it may have just been time to come in and maybe use a quick repair. Not sure. He's still in the pits. Now we're over 21 seconds. That's a long stop.
Yeah, it is for that number 73 machine. As we are now back on board with the number 33-year-old leader who has steadied the gap between him and Blake Giglio there. Down to 3.7, down 3.5 seconds. Between those two drivers. So Rick, by what Elliott was doing before, he should mathematically come down pit road right now. He obviously did not do that.
You did not?
We'll see how this plays out here tonight. He has to pit within the next 6 laps, though.
There are 48 laps to go. We have run caution-free for 63 laps. We're pretty sure a tank of fuel is less than 40.
Yeah, we're eyeing about 37, I would imagine. So right now, oh, I see that car going a little high. Is he going to make his way down pit road? Yes, he is. Here comes a 33. Is he going to get woed down enough? Whoa, yes, he does.
Looks
33 is on pit road, which puts the 16 back to the point here tonight at Homestead.
Ian Ogden is also on pit road. He was running in 8th.
So for Elliott, you need a smooth stop here. Don't need to slide it through your box. Nice, gentle entry in.
That's the 4 of Ian Ogden. You've also got Jeff Needy, who has also come down pit road.
Yep, he's made his way down as well.
That stop was a 14.63 for Elliott in the box. That's much better than his previous pit.
Yeah, that's an awesome stop there for that. It looks like Bradley Previtt is making his way down pit road as well. I believe he just put over the radio that he will be coming down this time by. So here comes the 9, and
not this time. Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time. He definitely looked like he missed it. But there comes the 18 of Dave King making his way down pit road for his second stop of the night.
So remember, Blake Giglio came in on lap 34. This would put him around 32 laps on his current set of tires.
Yes, it will. We'll see what he's able to do.
Can these guys go 45 laps, or are they going to have to stop one more time?
Right now, I think the 16 needs to pit on pit road this time by, because Elliott Swope is right behind that 16 machine. He is now past John Ledger, and that 33 machine is going to overtake the 16. And that 33 should be your leader once everything plays out. So this 16 you know, right now on the short run is losing time to the 33. As you can see right now, how much faster that 33 is. Oh, there he goes. I thought that 16 was going to put up a block for a second. I was like, don't know if that would be smart. Because that 33 is much faster. He has fresh tires. So 16 has not come down pit road, but the 16 is losing time, you know, ever so slightly to the 33 now, since they have passed, or the 33 has passed the 16.
So that puts Elliott Swope back on the lead lap. He's now got his lap back after passing Blake.
And just to put it into perspective, Elliott's last lap was a 33.7. Blake's last lap was a 34.8. So over a second there between those two drivers, almost a second and a half between those guys. So we'll see how this plays out for the number 16 machine, as he looks like he is still not going to come down pit road going to lap 69, Rick. So this 16 machine should be coming down pit road here in the next 2 laps. That is what my handy-dandy mental calculator is saying right now.
Yep.
But we will see.
I think you're 100% correct. He ran 34. So, but if he could run 37, I mean, he came down last time because he had an incident with the safer barrier. If we look at a typical run's about 37 laps, that says he should come down around lap 71. So I'm thinking sometime in the next 2 laps. The question is, will you be able to go 40 laps on this tank of fuel? I don't know.
You know, it's going to be very close, and I think you could possibly save enough if you are. So, you know, we may see that out of the 16 right here. He may be saving fuel on this run, which is very possible. He may be saving enough fuel to where he can, you know, get in that fuel conserving mindset going into the next run. So this should be a pit stop for the number 16 machine here on this next lap. I would only imagine, Rick. But right now he is still your leader with John Ledger. Well, as I said that, John Ledger go to the inside. So your new leader, maybe not. Not going to speak too soon. Your leader currently is the 16. Here comes John Ledger on the inside. They are battling side by side, going through turn 1 and turn 2.
Well, and also just you know, John Ledger did not you know, pitted last on lap 37. 37. I know Evan Amick is now coming down pit road, but in the 77. But the 19 of John Ledger pitted last at the 37. That gives him lap 74.
Yeah, that should be about right.
But look there's 39 laps to go. If you can continue to eke out a little bit more fuel mileage, you can make it. You can make it with one stop.
He is. Is he out of gas, Rick? I thought he was out of gas right there. It looked like he backed off so much that he was out of gas, but it looks like he is going to stay on track. He's going to try to make this on a 2-stop strategy, Rick, which it's going to be close. That's all I got to say. It's going to be close because he just ran a 35.1 to Elliott's 33.
Yeah, he can do it now. If he can get in on this, I mean, I would expect to see him in this next time by.
He has to. He has to come down pit road. Yes, we just got word that the 16 is going to be making his way down pit road this time by.
This will be his last stop.
He did make pit road speed 100%.
I'm expecting to see John Ledger anytime as well.
Yeah, John Ledger should be coming down pit road.
As well as Christopher Howell.
Quick. Yeah, they should be coming down pit road too, which right now they are both in front of that number 19 machine, or number 16 machine rather. So if I were them, I would pit down pit road right now. You gotta get out there so you don't lose any time to that 16 machine. But right now, John Ledger's passing this 16 machine on the front stretch.
That was a 14.72 out of Blake. There's your leader, John Ledger, very up close to that wall.
Yeah, getting close and personal there.
Yeah, this is absolutely a one-stop stop for John. Christopher Howell is now in. We've got Christopher Howell coming down pit road,
and John Ledger is slowing down. He is coming down pit road as we speak.
We'll watch the stop of Howell, and then we'll pick up Ledger.
And this is going to put Elliott Swope to the point.
That was a 15:37 out of Christopher Howell, not the stop he was looking for. John Ledger kind of angled himself into his pit, but still good. That's a 14:92 for John Ledger.
So this should be the last round of pit stops for these drivers, which means the battle to the end of the race is on between the 33, the 16, now the 19, and the 88 of Howell there. Elliott Swope out to a 17.5-second gap ahead of Blake. So he has the cushion to maybe...
It's going to be close. So he pitted last at lap 63. You've got 38 laps. Is lap 101? Is that my math right?
Yep. No, you're right on the dot there. So he's got to save like 9 or 10 laps of gas. Rick, I think the 33 is in a little bit of trouble here. I don't think he can save that much. He does have the gap, but he is just. I don't think there's any way.
I don't know.
Save that much, that many laps. I mean, he's got to be saving on average, a third of a lap every lap from this point on.
Well, I'm sure he was definitely banking on a green flag at some point, but we have not seen one this entire race. We are 78 laps of 110 scheduled, and we are caution-free.
Yep, we are caution-free as we are approaching 31 to go in this 110 lap event. So great job by these iRacing Warriors Motorsports guys putting on an amazing finale. So hats off to everyone on the track tonight for doing an amazing job of keeping this race clean and keeping this race green. But right now, one battle that I'm very curious about is between the 16 and the 19 machine. They are about 2 seconds apart, but John Ledger has slightly fresher tires. So, between these two guys, I think this may be the battle for the win right here between these two drivers. But as we can see, it's about a 2-second gap. So I think Elliott Swope, if there's no caution, Rick, he may be in a little bit of trouble, because I don't think he can go down pit road, get a splash of gas, and come back out in front of these leaders.
Not in 17 seconds. So if you consider the time it takes to drop off the track, come down pit road, even execute your stop, even if you just do fuel only, that's around a 31-second window.
Yep. Elliott Swope is definitely in trouble now with that fact being shown there. And right now, the gap between John Ledger and Blake Giglio is closing ever so slightly.
It's currently a second. We got 1.25, 1.26 between John Ledger and Blake Giglio for second place.
Yeah, so John Ledger has the fresher tires. We know both of those drivers can make it on fuel. So this may be the battle for the win, as that gap is close to under a second, Rick, between those two drivers. You can see them, teeter-tottering between a second right there. Yeah,
well, you look at the last times. The last time that John Ledger ran, he ran a 33:03. Blake ran a 33:30. So there's definitely a delta between that John Ledger is chipping away at, and a couple tenths a lap. So.
Yep, but that gap still is about 17 seconds, though, up to the leader of Swope.
That is very true.
So can Swope get it done in the season finale to bring home a win for that 33 camp? We don't know, but what we do know is the battle is about to heat up with second and third place between Blake Giglio and John Ledger. There is the 88 machine of Christopher Howell, 25 seconds back from the leader.
What about 7
seconds?
Yeah,
Yep.
7 or 8 seconds back behind the cars of Ledger and Giglio. So let's kind of run over the current point standings. in this group. So you've got Christopher Howell, who's currently leading the IWM series, and so really he's just racing for fun today. But,
yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna be able to catch him, Rick.
I don't either. I think 1, 2, 3 are pretty safe. Certainly, John Ledger is racing for pleasure as well, and the enjoyment here with his fellow teammates. So,
yeah, doing a great job. As you can see, the other drivers in there. You have Dave King, Bradley Previtt, Mark Feeney. All those drivers there running for points right now. But Rick, don't look too far back. The battle is on for second place.
Yeah, I think there's a good opportunity here for some of these guys to make up some time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as right on cue, there is the battle, which could be the battle for the lead. There goes John Ledger on the outside around the 16. A power move takes away P2 from the 16 machine. So, Rick, with 24 laps to go, who do you think has the upper hand? Do you think it's John Ledger? Do you think it's Blake Giglio?
Good question. I think that John Ledger has put in some solid times here and is moving away.
Yeah, he's pulling away there from the 16, which could be, we got a very interesting battle there between the 4 and the 77. But, yeah, I'm right there with you. With 24 to go, this could be the battle for the win. That could be the pass for the win that John Ledger is looking for. But we do have a car on pit road, I believe. That's Dave King.
That is Dave King. Dave King is on pit road.
Yep, so Dave King probably knows, hey, I can't make it. I'm going to come down pit road. So, but the thing is, Rick, you never know what's going to happen. We may get a caution. Knock on wood. No caution. But we've been caution-free so far, but you never know. So this is the battle, I believe, for the win right here between the 16 and the 19, unless that 33 knows something about fuel saving or he switched over to one of those Tesla battery-powered motors. He's going to run out of gas. So we'll see what happens as they are now approaching 23 laps to go.
Well, if our estimation is correct, at about lap 100, that 33 car will be sipping on fumes.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. So he is looking to have something happen to where he can get a caution or a little bit of a break somewhere, so he doesn't have to lose all of that track position. You know, and honestly, if I were him, if I knew I had to come to pit road, I would come down now with 22 laps to go. Get the fuel that you need, and then get a fresh set of tires on this car and just drive the wheels off of it. I mean, I know it's not going to get you the win, but you're going to be losing potential spots between third and fourth. So if I were him, I would try to come down as soon as I can.
Well, he's got 15 seconds to the good. You might as well take advantage of that. Yeah, you'll give it back in your pit strategy, but
I just don't think you could save enough gas with a 15-second gap. It's just really hard to do.
Well, Elliott is a pretty smart cat. I'm sure he'll figure it out. I'm sure he's got a strategy that he's working.
Yeah, my feeling tells me that this race is not quite over yet for the 33. So we'll see what happens as the 16 is slowly falling back from the number 19 machine of John Ledger. That gap is now opened up to a little over half a second now between those two drivers. And the 4 there is not running for position. He is 2 laps down in P8.
We'll jump up. Looks like the 40 car is running behind. We'll take a ride along with Mr. Jeff Needy.
It looks like he's coming on pit road.
Oh, he is coming on pit road. Interesting. I think he may have pitted. Go back and look, but I thought he pitted around the time of Elliott.
Yeah, I think he did, which I think he may have heard our discussion there. It was like, hey, I'm I'm going to be out of gas. So I might as well, get some fresh tires on this, because in 20 laps you don't really lose that much. You can run almost the same lap times all the way through on 20 lap old tires. So why not come in, get a fresh tank, and get back out there. So right now that gap is closed to 12.5 seconds between John Ledger and Elliott Swope, with 18 laps to go here in this 110 lap event. This is the IWM Broadcast Network with John and Rick. We thank you for joining us tonight. And Rick, you can go with what you were saying.
Well, I was just saying at this point that if you look at Elliott's last lap, he ran a 34.39. John Ledger, who pitted on lap 75, his last lap was a 33.88. So when you think about when these guys come back out with fresh tires, they're going to run at best somewhere around 32.9, 33 flat. That's half a second he could pick up per lap. With 17 laps, that's just shy of 8 seconds. I don't think he can lose. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, it looks like he may finish in P4 tonight because of the way that this is going to play out, unless he takes a splash and go, which he could do, which would obviously limit his lap time. Limit time. But the thing is, you have to take tires though, so it doesn't matter how much gas you take. So I mean, right now he is looking at 16 to go. He has to pit here within the next 5 laps for sure. So we'll see. Maybe he tries to do the unthinkable and make it all the way around. The gap is closed down to 9.6 seconds. But right now, Elliott Swope is riding around on fumes with 15 to go.
Elliott has actually run a masterful race so far. He has... there it is.
He is. Elliott Swope down pit road, which is going to put the number 19 of John Ledger back to the point with Blake Giglio right on his tail, less than a second behind him. But here comes the number 33, your leader for the majority of this race tonight, down pit road.
So, this I'm not going to try and second guess this, but this is probably his strategy from the beginning. He pitted intentionally on lap 30. He's coming out with 14 laps to go with fresh tires.
Yeah, and we'll see how this fares for the number 33 machine. Maybe he didn't think that these other drivers can make it on 2 stops, and you never know. They may be able to make it on 2 stops. He may have the winning strategy, but right now he is making his way back out onto the track right in front of the leaders. So,
he is back up to speed, and he comes out in 4th position. I get that right? I think so.
Yeah, it should be 4th position, and there's a leader right there. So let's see what his distance to the leader is going to be at the line. It is going to be 31.9 seconds. So he has to make up, I believe, anywhere between, it's going to have to be close to over 2 seconds a lap, which isn't that crazy when you consider John Ledger's last lap was a 34 flat. Now, that's only about a second now, same to Blake Giglio, so he's going to be roughly about within 19 seconds of striking distance, but that's just too much time, Rick.
Yeah, I think it could be a challenge, but we'll see how it goes.
We will see how this plays out.
Yeah, yellow flag comes out late here. You'll bunch this field back up.
Yeah, you will, and you'll see a fight for your life, because what that will do is that will force the 19, the 16, and the 80 to come down pit road, which is going to put the 33 back to the point, and we know that tires don't really mean too much under 20 laps, so you never know what can happen. But right now, with coming to 10 to go, the 19 is your leader, followed by Blake Giglio in 2nd place. 0.8 of a second behind with 10 to go. There's Elliott Swope just past your screen. There's the 4 car of Ian Ogden. And there are your two leaders.
John Ledger continues to do a great job in keeping the 16 in check here.
Yes, he has. They're coming to 9 to go, Rick. And that 16 is looking to get a win here tonight.
I think the 19 is doing a fabulous job in identifying his best way around this track, and he's super consistent with his entry and exit.
Yeah, he is. That 16 was definitely pushing at that time too, but you're right. The 19 has been doing a fantastic job keeping it consistent and making sure he's hitting his marks. Now that gap has closed down to 0.4 of a second, so don't look too far back there, John, but you've got a hungry lion looking to get a win there in the 16 machine, which I believe would that be his first win of the season?
I am not sure. Number 33 has closed up a little bit, but he's still 28 seconds outside of the leaders.
That gap is closing, Rick. It is closing ever so consistently. That 16 is on the prowl. Sorry, Chris, didn't mean to take away your slogan. But
seven laps here to go. We're really winding down here. This has been a green flag event from the get-go, so we are watching John Ledger and the 16 car of Blake Howell, which looks to me like he got a little bit out of shape and washed up that corner.
Yes, he did.
So these guys, Blake Giglio and John Ledger, well, Blake in particular, he pitted last on lap 73. So about that 30 lap mark on these tires. And I think he's paying the price of trying to run down John Ledger early on.
Yes, he is. 100%, Rick. You are correct. Five laps to go in tonight's event here at Homestead, Miami Speedway. That 16 is trying to get a win here, which would be amazing for that team, and it'd be a great momentum piece going into season 2. Rick, do you think they can make it on fuel? Let me ask you that.
Oh, I think they can. I think they can based on it's going to be close. That's 38 laps on this fuel strategy, but that's what we saw the 16 of Blake Giglio knock out before. So he did it once, he can do it again.
Yes, he can do it again, and we will see what happens because we are now approaching 3 to go in the Homestead 165, brought to you by the IWM Broadcast Network and the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series. The league is a half a second between the 19 and the 16, and we will see exactly what happens here tonight with 3 laps to go. Who is going to get the victory? Blake has 1 win on the season. John Ledger has not won. So this would be the first win for John Ledger if he's able to bring this around, but the lead is closed down to, 16's way up the track. Did not work that time. But here comes 16 again. 3 to go, coming to 2 to go.
He is trying everything he can to get around the 19.
Yes, he is. He's running that high line, and Rick, I really like that line. If I was a 16, he's going to get a massive run off the corner. Closing in on the 16, or closing in on the 19 is the 16, coming to turn 3. There's the 16. There is the 19. 16 backs it down, going to get a run off of turn 4. Oh, Rick, this is going to be a shootout to the end. White flag here tonight in the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup finale. Your last lap in this wonderful inaugural season. John Ledger going down in turn 1, getting it down to the bottom of the track. See what happens. He is able to keep that lead going out of turn 2.
He's barely hanging on.
That 16 is right there, though. I don't know if that 16 knows what Kyle Larson did at Darlington, but I literally spoke that into existence, Rick. I'm not even kidding. He tried it on the outside, side by side to the line. 16 tried to wall ride it through the corner, but the 19 is going to bring home the season finale victory at Homestead. That 16, literally on cue, Rick, did exactly what Kyle Larson tried to do and wall ride it, which didn't end up working for either of those drivers. But what a run by the 16, but what a more amazing run by the 19 of John Ledger.
Gosh, if he had just stayed off that wall, that contact with that safer barrier knocked definitely some of that speed off that car.
Yes, it did. I mean, I think that 16 would have had an amazing run coming off the corner. He definitely set that thing in there, expecting the wall ride all the way around, Rick. So Blake trying to pull some video game moves here at iRacing. So, but what a season finale we had. This is the first caution-free event that we had in the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series, and John Ledger brings home the victory. But even bigger, it is his first win of the season. And there is your championship driver, the number 88 of Christopher Howell. He will be your iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series champion in the inaugural season here for iRacing Warriors Motorsports. So congratulations to Christopher Howell and that number 88 Fanatec Chevrolet for an amazing season.
I think we've got some drivers celebrating their time out here.
Oh, absolutely. I would too if I were. Oh, look at this. You may have a... I thought you were going to have... Oh, there you go. The winner of the race and the winner of the series burning out together on the front stretch. Burn it down, guys. Burn it down. I see the fours joining in on the fun.
Well, it was just reaching back, we had a great season. We ran
12 races. 12 races, Rick.
12 races, that's correct. We started out in Las Vegas back on May 4th in this inaugural season. We went to Daytona, Michigan, Nashville, Chicagoland, Auto Club, Bristol, and Talladega, as well as Charlotte. And we wrapped up here in Homestead.
And what an amazing victory for this 19 team tonight. They did an amazing job on that Black Rifle Coffee Chevrolet. And what an amazing run by the 88 machine. He had 2 wins on the season. He was one of the most consistent drivers. And he is your iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series champion.
So we should be able to get in and see and speak with Christopher Howell as both the third place finisher and most importantly the winner, as well as we should be able to get Blake and John in here as well. So we'll see them. We'll see if they join us in the booth. We'll reach out.
Absolutely. Yep. Let's get them in. Let's get them in.
Two.
Christopher Howell.
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Hey, this is John and Rick in the booth. Congratulations on your finish, but most importantly, congratulations on your season championship.
Yes, champion, finally. Yes, I've been in many leagues, and this is my first championship, so.
Well, you had an amazing run tonight running in P3, but, you had an amazing season throughout the entire year. 2 wins, 8 top 5s. Well, now 9 top 5s, 11 top 10s, and you were able to have an amazing season here in the inaugural iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series. Give us a rundown of your season and give us a rundown of your night tonight and how you were able to pull off the inaugural championship win.
The beginning of the season was actually kind of a rough start for me. I think the first race there at Vegas, I led some laps and some unfortunate stuff happened. At the end there, I could have maybe won it, but it got me starting pretty far back in the points. I think I started 15th in the points this year, and then I just slowly started putting races together, got a couple wins, and man, when you read back the stats there, that's kind of unbelievable to be 9 top 5s and 11 top 10s. And yeah, that first race was the only one where I missed the top 10. So yeah, it's been a great season. It's been awesome running with all the people that's in the league and you guys that's been broadcasting and the admins of IWM. You guys are awesome, and can't wait for season 2. It's been fun for sure.
Well, we appreciate it. Really appreciate being able to watch you go, and not only just what we've seen on the track, but just the way you race other people. That's certainly appreciated. So.
Yeah, I try to be a pretty clean driver. That's one of the areas I hope that gets cleaned up a little bit next year with my incidents. Most of my incidents are from just, I don't want to blame other drivers, just say unfortunate things happen and I got collected up, but get the incident points down next year, maybe lead some more laps, maybe get some more wins. I know that I was in contention for a lot of these races here. I think I finished runner up like 3 in a row and a lot of top 1, 2, 3 finishes. So
well, again, congratulations. Any shout outs at this point?
I just want to thank my teammates, especially John. It's awesome that John gets the win in the last race of the season. We were really hoping that he would get him a win, and he did finally, and it's well deserved. So just John Ledger and Harley Barletta, Ian Ogden, and like I said, next year we'll probably pick up another guy, probably Travis. I think he's going to come over to our team. So I want to thank the league, thank you and John, thank Elliot, Michael, and anybody else that I may forgot that helps run the league. It's been pretty awesome.
Great. Well, thanks again and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That is your season champion, Christopher Howell, your P3 finisher tonight, but your overall iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series champion. Let's see, Rick, do we have P2? Do we have Blake Giglio?
I think we do. Let me see. Blake Giglio, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Hey, man.
How are you?
Good. Just tried to send it in there. Hope it's
literally, it was on cue there, Blake. I was talking about how you were slowly reeling him in, and then I was like, you may see a Kyle Larson move. Next thing you see is just you on the outside of the wall trying to pull a Kyle Larson, and it almost worked out. It almost worked out for you. But give us kind of a rundown of your race. You had that incident early in the race which really set you back. What happened there?
That was just me I got lazy. I just lost focus there for a minute and tore up my stuff. So I think this loss is on me tonight. For sure. I think if there was no yellows, we had a 5-second lead. I don't think it wouldn't even have been a race there, but you never know. Stuff like that happens all the time. Pit road, whatever. It made it fun. I told him. I didn't tell him anything. I think he knew the Kyle Larson was coming because you can't really slide job, so you have to dart on the wall, and I couldn't get out of the wall. So if I get out of the wall, I think I had it. But that's how it goes, and it was the same way it worked out for Kyle Larson. Not so good.
Well, of course, this is our last race of this season. Any shout-outs for you?
Yeah, shout out to EPI Racing Setups. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting. This whole league as a whole. Elliot, great guy. Everything he does for this league, and to everyone here. It's fun every week. Every week I can run, except when I wreck the field and restart. It's not good. But other than that, yeah, just everyone that's puts the league on. It's fun, and we'll be back next year running for points.
Sounds great. Congratulations. That's your P2 here at the Homestead 165.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, that was an amazing move. I got to say, I thought it was going to work there, Rick. I really did. Which you're about to see some fireworks going on. I don't think John Ledger would like to lose by somebody wall riding, especially here at Homestead for his first win. But what a job by Blake. But I think we have our race winner here tonight into the broadcast booth, John Ledger. Do you have your ears on?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Hey, you got your first win of the season. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. That was a fun one.
Absolutely. We were speculating in the booth. We were talking about fuel mileage, which is relatively an interesting conversation here as this season has wound down. These races here to go caution free, and it'd really be about pit strategy and saving tires, and you certainly were on a slightly different strategy than some folks, but it certainly paid off.
Yeah, the practice helped a lot. Like, I knew what I needed to make it to under green to go the entire distance. I think when I crossed the line, I had about 3 laps of fuel left, just in case there was a green-white checker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you did an amazing job tonight, and I just got to ask because we just spoke with Blake. What I was calling the race in that last corner, and I was like, Blake may try a Kyle Larson. Next thing you know, Blake is up against the outside safety barrier. Did you think he was going to actually possibly pull that move off?
Actually thought he was going to make it stick. Like, when I saw him go up there, I was like, oh no. So the minute I could get back to the gas, I put up beside him. It's like, I'm going to make him work for it. I'm going to keep him against this wall the entire time.
But yeah, I mean, it was a great race by you, great race all around, great strategy, able to pull it out to win by 100th of a second there in the iRacing Warriors Motorsports season finale at Homestead. So congratulations to you, congratulations to everyone here in the league. Any shout outs you'd like to give tonight?
I'd like to give a shout out to my team. Like, without them, I wouldn't have consistently gotten better over the season. Had a little bit of bad luck early on and going throughout, but the fact that at the beginning of the season, me and Chris were like, hey, we drive pretty similar, let's be teammates, and then, finish 1-2 in the season. That's been fun.
That's great for you guys. It definitely is. That's what this league is all about, right? It's about putting together guys who with similar interests, without a lot of drama, with just that mutual love for this simulator, this time on the track, and racing in general. And so, we really appreciate the opportunity to watch you drive and to compete here, and the camaraderie amongst yourself and your teammates.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a blast driving in this league, and even going back and rewatching the broadcast when I have free time, and the racing has been great all season long. I'm a little sad Paul didn't get to make it in. I was looking forward to slugging it out for second place.
Yeah, he did tune in tonight, though. He was watching the broadcast, but it's been awesome having you on board. You had a great season. You got a win. You got 3 top 5s, well, now 4 top 5s, and 11 top 10s, matching your now teammate Christopher Howell. So congrats on the 1-2 finish, and look to see you back here next year.
Looking forward to next season, guys. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. That's your winner, John Ledger. So, John, I think we can try to bring in Elliot Swope. He's the president of this league. Maybe he's got a few words to talk about what's coming up and give some folks an idea what the preview may be for the next version of this Cup Series and other series that this league may be sponsoring.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring him up here in the booth and see what he has up his sleeve. Elliot, this is John and Rick up in the booth. How's it going?
It's going great. I fired my crew chief just a second ago.
I would second that decision, because we were like a 2-stop and a 3-stop. I was like, oh, there's no way he can save that much gas. So yeah, you got to get rid of that guy, man. You got to get rid of him.
Well, the truth is, so started in the back, and Blake started in front of me, and I kind of just tried to follow him to the front. And then when we both got to the front on that first run, I don't know, it maybe took 15 laps. I felt like I stayed with him for maybe 10. And then at about lap 25, he just started pulling away from me. And by the time we got to lap 30, he was 2.8 seconds ahead of me or something like that. And I said to myself, I can't beat him straight up. There's just no way. And I'm just going to go ahead and pit. And as soon as I came out of the pits, I did the math and realized I screwed myself. And I just tried to go as fast as I could and lap everybody. And it didn't work.
No, we ran caution free here. It was a great race, good opportunity for folks to showcase their driving ability and to run cleanly. So no, it was something to watch for sure. So the reason why we felt it would be a good opportunity to give you a chance to talk about the future. What's happening next? We've just completed our first season here. What's the plan for season 2?
Let me just say this season went probably just about as good as I could have expected it to. I want to thank every single person that raced, whether it was one race or all 10 races. Proud that Chris is the champion, John's second place, and Paul finished third. Next season we're gonna double everything. We're gonna double the amount of races. We're gonna double the amount of money we're giving away, and cash and prizes is gonna be over $1,000. And the races are going to be a little bit longer as well. So we'll run some recruitment races this next 5 or 6 weeks and start season 2 here about the first week of September. I think September 7th is the plan.
Alrighty, well that sounds like a fun time. So if you're watching right now live, or if you're watching on the replay and you want to be a part of a growing league on iRacing, feel free to reach out to any of the admins on the iRacing Warriors Motorsports team, because we would love to have you a part of this fantastic community and league that we're bringing on. So, Elliot, that sounds like a good time. I have to get some more seat time in. It looks like we'll see what happens.
So
But-
certainly
Maybe we'll do every race at Homestead. That's what we'll do.
So if you're listening and you're a member of the iRacing community, your best bet is to jump on the leagues section of the iRacing app and go to and look for the iRacing Warriors League and join that league. That way you can get brought into the Discord and reach out to speak with the admins and get you in with this group of guys. So we appreciate it. Elliot, thanks for coming on and talking to us about the future of iRacing Warrior Motorsports, and we look forward to our next season.
Yes, sir. Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
All right. Folks, that's your president of the league, and we want to thank you for tuning in and for joining and subscribing and watching us each week. We certainly appreciate your liking and following our different social media streams, and we hope that will continue. We'll hope to bring you some of these recruitment races from the iRacing Warriors group, as well as our other leagues that we do broadcast for, specifically the NSRL league that will be on Tuesday nights, and hopefully we'll bring you some others. We've got some projects in the works and hope to get you to follow us there. So.
Yeah, Rick, it's been a fun one. It's been a fun inaugural season, and I can't wait for season 2 to start up. So if you are watching, we would love for you to give us a like and a subscribe. And if you are not on iRacing, or if you would like to join, or if you are on iRacing, we would love for you to join the league, and that way you can join in on this awesome community. So one last time, this is John and Rick from the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Broadcast Network. We are signing off.
Good night.